does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. Education breeds confidence. Confidence breeds hope. Hope breeds peace. The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential. These are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. The superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. The more you know, the more you realize how much you don't know. Wherever you go, go with all your heart. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. The hardest thing of all is to find a black cat in a dark room, especially if there is no cat. When anger rises, think of the consequences. He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. The strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the home. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute. The man who does not ask is a fool for life. By 3 methods, we may learn wisdom. First, by reflection, which is noblest. Second, by imitation, which is easiest. And third, by experience, which is the bitterest. The superior man understands what is right. The inferior man understands what will sell. Wheresoever you go, go with all your heart. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. To be wronged is nothing unless you continue to remember it. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. A wise man adapts himself to circumstances, as water shapes itself to the vessel that contains it. The superior man is aware of righteousness. The inferior man is aware of advantage. A man who has committed a mistake and doesn't correct it is committing another mistake. The strength of a nation lies in the character of its people. To be wronged is nothing unless you continue to remember it with anger. The noble-minded are calm and steady. Little people are forever fussing and fretting. The superior man thinks of virtue. The small man thinks of comfort. The will to do, the soul to dare. To see and listen to the wicked is already the beginning of wickedness. Exemplary persons do not strive to eliminate others. They strive to eliminate their own faults. The superior man is distressed by his want of ability. He is not distressed by men's not knowing him. Silence is a true friend who never betrays. The wise are not puzzled. The virtuous do not worry. The brave are not afraid. The superior man blames himself. The inferior man blames others. A gentleman would be ashamed should his deeds not match his words. To be wealthy and honored in an unjust society is a disgrace. The essence of knowledge is having it, to apply it, not having it, to confess your ignorance. Learning without thought is labor lost. Thought without learning is perilous. Without feelings of respect, what is there to distinguish men from beasts? What the superior man seeks is in himself. What the small man seeks is in others. Respect yourself, and others will respect you. A true gentleman is one who has set his heart upon the way. A fellow who is ashamed merely of shabby clothing or modest meals is not even worth conversing with. The man of virtue makes the difficulty to be overcome his first business, and success only a subsequent consideration. He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. If a man withdraws his mind from the love of beauty and applies it as sincerely to the love of the virtuous if, in serving his parents, he can exert his utmost strength, if, in serving his prince, he can devote his life, if in his intercourse with his friends, his words are sincere, although men say that he has not learned, I will certainly say that he has. To see the right and not to do it is cowardice. The superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. What you do not want others to do to you, do not do to others. Reviewing the day's lessons, one goes to bed contented. Reviewing the year's lessons, one goes to bed enlightened. In a country well governed, poverty is something to be ashamed of. In a country badly governed, wealth is something to be ashamed of. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. To study and not think is a waste. To think and not study is dangerous. The superior man blames himself. The inferior man blames others. To be able to practice 5 things everywhere under heaven constitutes perfect virtue: gravity, generosity of soul, sincerity, earnestness, and kindness. When it is obvious that the goals cannot be reached, don't adjust the goals. Adjust the action steps. If I am walking with 2 other men, each of them will serve as my teacher. I will pick out the good points of the one and imitate them, and the bad points of the other, and correct them in myself. The essence of knowledge is, after having it, to apply it, not having it, to confess your ignorance. When you know a thing, to hold that you know it, and when you do not know a thing, to allow that you do not know it. This is knowledge. What the superior person seeks is in themselves. What the mean person seeks is in others. What you do not wish for yourself, do not do to others. The superior man is satisfied and composed. The mean man is always full of distress. The gentleman calls attention to the good points in others. He does not call attention to their defects. The small man does just the reverse of this. Respect yourself and others will respect you. To go too far is as bad as to fall short. To be wealthy and honored in an unjust society is a disgrace. To be able to practice 5 things everywhere under heaven constitutes perfect virtue: gravity, generosity of soul, sincerity, earnestness, and kindness.